Welcome back to the final part of I accidentally became the mafia boss's fake girlfriend, then she refused to let me leave. But what happens when someone Valentina buried 8 years ago suddenly returns alive? And why has someone been secretly watching Sofia for months before she even met Valentina? Was their meeting really an accident? Or was Sofia part of the plan from the very beginning? Let's find out.
For one terrifying second, I felt nothing. Then Valentina's body slammed into mine. We hit the marble floor together. My ears rang. Someone shouted. Another gunshot exploded through the hallway. And all I could think was, please don't let her be dead. Valentina. I'm fine. Her voice came from directly beneath me. I blinked. Then looked down. I was lying completely on top of the most dangerous woman in the city. Her dark auburn hair had fallen across her face, her eyes were wide, and one hand was wrapped firmly around my waist. Oh. Yes, she said. You're alive. So are you. I saved you. You tackled me. That's basically the same thing. Another bullet struck the wall above us. Valentina's expression changed instantly. Sofia. Down. I'm literally on the floor. She rolled us behind a heavy marble column as her security team returned fire. The mansion had become chaos. Red emergency lights flashed through the darkness. Men shouted through corridors. Glass shattered somewhere upstairs. And the guard who had tried to shoot Valentina disappeared around the corner. Who was that? I whispered. Valentina's jaw tightened. Daniel. You know him. He's worked for my family for 11 years. Oh. 11 years. So apparently loyalty in the Mafia came with an expiration date. Valentina pressed 2 fingers against the communication device in her ear. Marcus. Status. Static. Then a man's voice. East Wing compromised. At least 4 intruders. Security system was disabled internally. Daniel. Missing. Find him. Valentina looked at me. I'm getting you out. No. Her eyebrows rose. No. You heard the creepy speaker man. He said he was going to show you who betrayed your family. And I want to know. This isn't a television show, Sofia. I noticed when people started shooting. You could die. So could you. Her expression hardened. That is different. How? Because I chose this life. And I chose to stay tonight. No. You chose pancakes. I stared at her. This is really not the time to bring up my pancakes. Despite everything, something flickered in her eyes. Then footsteps sounded nearby. Valentina grabbed my hand. Come. We ran. I had never run through a mansion while holding hands with a mafia boss before. I don't recommend it. Especially in heels. We reached a hidden door behind an enormous painting. Valentina pressed her thumb against a scanner. Nothing happened. She tried again. System's dead. Fantastic. She pulled a small key from beneath her necklace. The door opened. I stared at her. You wear a secret door key around your neck. You ask too many questions. You have too many secrets. She pulled me inside. The room beyond was small and windowless. A safe room. Weapons lined one wall. Security monitors covered another. Valentina moved to the control panel. Backup system should be isolated. The screens flickered. One by one, camera feeds appeared. Hallway. Kitchen. Garage. Main entrance. Then. Wait. I pointed. Go back. Valentina enlarged one camera. Daniel. The traitorous guard was moving through the west corridor. But he wasn't alone. Lorenzo was beside him. My stomach dropped. Your brother. Valentina went completely still. On screen, Daniel unlocked a door. Lorenzo walked through. Nobody was forcing him. Nobody was threatening him. He looked perfectly comfortable. Oh, I whispered. Valentina's face became frighteningly blank. He's with them. Maybe there's an explanation. There always is. Something about the way she said it made my chest ache. Not angry. Tired. Like betrayal wasn't surprising anymore. Like she'd been expecting everyone she loved to eventually prove her right. Then Lorenzo stopped beneath the camera. Slowly, he looked directly into it. And smiled. Valentina's fingers curled into fists. The monitor went black. Valentina. Don't. Don't what? Look at me like that. Like what? Like you feel sorry for me. I stepped closer. I don't. Good. I think you're scared. Her eyes snapped toward mine. Dangerous territory. Naturally, I continued walking into it. You're scared because your brother is alive. You're scared because somebody inside your organization betrayed you. And you're terrified that what happened to Isabella is going to happen to me. Her expression didn't move. But I saw her swallow. You've known me one day. Technically less. Exactly. Yet you kissed me. You kissed me first. Details. Sofia. I stepped closer. Maybe you don't have to pretend with me. Something cracked in her expression. Just slightly. Then the speakers inside the safe room came alive. Lorenzo's voice filled the room. Still hiding, little sister. Valentina grabbed her gun. Lorenzo. 8 years, and that's all I get. You have 30 seconds to tell me what you want. I want what should have been mine. Valentina's face changed. The family. Finally. You betrayed us. No, Valentina. Father betrayed me. What are you talking about? A laugh came through the speakers. He never told you. Told me what? He chose you. Silence. I looked between Valentina and the speaker as if Lorenzo might somehow materialize. Father knew one of us would eventually inherit everything, Lorenzo continued. Everyone assumed it would be me. Firstborn son. Golden child. The obvious heir. His voice became bitter. Then he chose you. Valentina whispered, I didn't know. Of course you didn't. You were his perfect little princess. Lorenzo. He decided I was too reckless. Too ambitious. Too cruel. His laugh was empty. Imagine a Moretti complaining about cruelty. What does that have to do with your death? Everything. The screen suddenly changed. A video appeared. Old surveillance footage. A younger Lorenzo arguing with a man I recognized from photographs as their father. Then another figure entered. A woman. Tall. Elegant. Blonde. Valentina stopped breathing. Isabella. My stomach twisted. Her dead fiancé. On screen, Isabella handed Lorenzo a folder. Then kissed his cheek. Not romantically, but intimately enough to suggest familiarity. Valentina stepped closer to the screen. No. Lorenzo's voice returned. Isabella knew. Knew what? That father planned to remove me. Valentina stared at the screen. She helped me disappear. The silence that followed was unbearable. Valentina's voice was barely audible. Isabella knew you were alive. Yes. For how long? Until the day she died. I watched Valentina's face collapse without actually changing. It was in her eyes. 8 years of grief rearranging itself in seconds. You're lying. Ask yourself why she was killed 3 weeks before your wedding. Valentina raised the gun toward the speaker as if she could shoot his voice. Enough. She discovered who was really moving against the Moretti family. Stop. And she was going to tell you. The screens flickered again. A photograph appeared. Isabella standing beside someone. My heart stopped. Because I recognized him. Marcus. Valentina's second-in-command. The man she trusted completely. No, Valentina whispered. The speaker went silent. Then every monitor switched off. Darkness. I looked at her. Valentina. Don't. She turned away. Marcus practically raised me after my father died. That doesn't prove he killed Isabella. It proves she knew him. You know him too. She looked at me. I walked closer. Don't decide someone is guilty because your brother showed you one photograph. He knew about the shipment tonight. So. He knew I was going to the Velvet Rose. My stomach tightened. He knew about me. Not until after I met you. Then how could tonight's attack have been about me? Valentina froze. I froze too. Oh. That didn't make sense. Lorenzo had claimed the restaurant attack was targeting me. But before I walked into the Velvet Rose, nobody in Valentina's world even knew I existed. Valentina. Her eyes narrowed. Lorenzo lied. About the attack. Which means he wanted me to bring him here. The safe room door suddenly unlocked. Valentina raised her weapon. It opened. Marcus stood outside. Blood covered one side of his shirt. His gun hung loosely from his hand. Boss. Valentina aimed directly at him. Marcus stopped. His eyes moved from the gun to her face. I see Lorenzo has been talking. Drop your weapon. He did. Immediately. Did you kill Isabella? His expression changed. Sofia, Valentina said without looking at me, get behind me. I didn't move. Marcus stared at her. No. Were you working with her? Yes. Valentina's finger tightened around the trigger. Why? Because she discovered Lorenzo was alive. Silence. She came to me 3 days before she died, Marcus continued. She believed Lorenzo was planning something against your father. Why didn't you tell me? Because she asked me not to until she had proof. And then she died. Yes. Convenient. Marcus looked genuinely wounded. I loved that woman like family. Valentina laughed bitterly. Everyone loves people right before betraying them. Valentina. Her eyes flicked toward me. Lower the gun. No. He came here injured. He could be acting. And he dropped his weapon. Sofia, you don't understand this world. Maybe that's why I'm seeing something you aren't. Her jaw tightened. What? Everyone keeps feeding you exactly what you're most afraid of. That stopped her. Lorenzo showed you Isabella because he knew you'd stop thinking. Valentina stared at me. He wants you angry. Marcus slowly nodded. She's right. Valentina's gun remained raised. Then Marcus said something that changed everything. Lorenzo didn't come back for your empire. Valentina's eyes narrowed. What did he come back for? Marcus looked at me. My stomach sank. No, I said immediately. Don't look at me like that. He came back because of her. Valentina stepped between us. What? Marcus reached carefully into his jacket. Valentina's weapon followed the movement. He removed a small envelope. We searched Daniel's office before the attack. Found this. He slid it across the floor. Valentina picked it up. Inside was a photograph. Of me. But not from tonight. I recognized the coat I was wearing. The photograph had been taken nearly 6 months ago. Outside my apartment. My mouth went dry. That's impossible. Valentina looked at me. Sofia, why would Lorenzo have photographs of you from 6 months ago? I don't know. Another photograph. Me leaving work. Another. Me buying groceries. Another. Me sitting beside my mother at a cafe. Someone had been watching me. For months. Long before I met Valentina. My hands started shaking. I don't understand. Marcus looked grim. There's more. He handed Valentina a document. She read it. Her face drained of color. What? She didn't answer. Valentina, what does it say? She folded the paper. Nothing. I snatched it from her. Sofia. Too late. I read the first line. Then the second. And suddenly the room seemed to tilt beneath my feet. The document was an old hospital record. 26 years old. My name was written at the top. Sofia Bennett. Underneath it. Mother, Elena Bennett. Father, Alessandro Moretti. I read it again. And again. No. Valentina stared at me. Marcus said nothing. My hands trembled. Who is Alessandro Moretti? Valentina looked like she didn't want to answer. Who? My uncle. The words hit me like ice water. I laughed. Not because anything was funny. Because my brain had apparently given up. No. My father died before I was born. Marcus spoke quietly. That's what your mother was told. I looked at Valentina. So I'm a Moretti. No. Sofia. No. I dropped the paper. I don't want this. Valentina immediately came toward me. I backed away. Don't. She stopped. My chest hurt. Everything I'd known about myself suddenly felt borrowed. My mother would have told me. Maybe she didn't know, Valentina said softly. You knew. No. Did you bring me here because of this? Her expression changed. What? Was meeting me at that restaurant planned? No. Was the fake girlfriend thing planned? Absolutely not. How am I supposed to believe you? The second I said it, I saw the hurt. Good. Maybe I wanted her to hurt. Because I was terrified. Because someone had followed me for 6 months. Because the woman I'd kissed was apparently my... Wait. I looked at the document again. Then at Valentina. Then back at the document. Oh my God. Valentina frowned. What? Your uncle? Yes. My father? Yes. I stared at her. She stared at me. My eyes widened. Valentina. Understanding hit her. Oh. Oh. Marcus suddenly found the ceiling extremely interesting. I pointed between us. Please tell me this does not make us. No. Valentina said immediately. Alessandro was my mother's brother by adoption. There is no blood relation. I stared. You couldn't lead with that. You didn't give me time. I almost had a heart attack. Marcus coughed suspiciously. I looked at him. Are you laughing? No. You are. Absolutely not. Valentina pinched the bridge of her nose. For approximately 5 seconds, we forgot someone was trying to kill us. Then the mansion speakers crackled. Lorenzo. Finished reading. Valentina's face hardened. What do you want with Sofia? Not Sofia. A pause. The Moretti inheritance. Marcus went pale. Valentina didn't. What inheritance? Lorenzo laughed. The one father hid from you. A timer suddenly appeared on every monitor. 10 o'clock. 9:59. 9:58. What is that? I whispered. Lorenzo answered. You have 10 minutes to bring Sofia to the West Courtyard. Valentina stepped closer to the speaker. And if I don't? The evidence proving her father's identity disappears forever. Destroy it. I turned toward her. What? Valentina didn't hesitate. I don't care about the evidence. My chest tightened. Lorenzo laughed. I thought you'd say that. Another screen turned on. My mother appeared. Tied to a chair. My entire world stopped. Mom. Her mouth was covered. Tears streamed down her face. I ran toward the screen. MOM. Valentina grabbed my shoulders. The timer continued. 9:31. Lorenzo's voice became soft. Bring me Sofia. Valentina's grip tightened. Or her mother dies. The screen went black. I turned toward Valentina. No. She already knew what I was going to say. No. Valentina. Absolutely not. That's my mother. And you're not walking into a trap. I don't have a choice. You do. She grabbed my face gently between both hands. Her eyes burned into mine. I'll get her back. How? I don't know yet. We have 9 minutes. I said I'll get her back. And if you're wrong? She went silent. I pushed her hands away. I have to go. I headed for the door. Valentina caught me around the waist. No. Let me go. No. She's my mother. And I am not handing you to Lorenzo. I struggled. She held me tighter. Valentina. No. Her voice broke through the room. Everyone froze. Including me. Her chest rose and fell rapidly. For the first time since I'd met her, Valentina Moretti looked completely terrified. I already buried one woman I loved because of this family. My heart stopped. She seemed to realize what she'd said. Too late. I stared at her. What did you just say? Silence. Valentina. Her hands loosened around me. I didn't mean. Yes, you did. She looked away. I touched her face. Look at me. Slowly, she did. Do you love me? A laugh escaped her. Small. Broken. We've known each other for less than 2 days. That wasn't my question. Her golden brown eyes searched mine. Then she whispered the most terrifying answer possible. I think I'm starting to. Everything inside me went quiet. I should have laughed. I should have told her she was insane. Instead, I kissed her. Not like before. No panic. No adrenaline. Just her. Valentina's arms wrapped around me, pulling me against her as if she could somehow keep the entire world away. When we separated, I rested my forehead against hers. I think I'm starting to hate you. She almost smiled. I'll take it. The timer beeped. 6:42. Reality returned. I looked at Marcus. Can you find my mother? Not in 6 minutes. I looked at Valentina. She already knew. We give Lorenzo what he wants. No. Me. No. He wants me alive. You don't know that. Then come with me. Her eyes narrowed. What? He said bring Sofia to the courtyard. He never said you couldn't come. Marcus suddenly smiled. Valentina looked at him. What? For once, he said, I like her plan. Valentina looked between us. You're both insane. I took her hand. You made me your girlfriend. Fake girlfriend. I raised an eyebrow. She looked at my lips. Right. Still fake. Valentina sighed. This is an extremely inappropriate time for this conversation. So that's a no. Sofia. I smiled despite everything. Let's go get my mother. 6 minutes later, we stepped into the west courtyard. Valentina walked beside me. Marcus and the guards remained hidden. The courtyard was empty. Lorenzo. Valentina shouted. Nothing. Then slow applause came from the balcony above us. Lorenzo appeared. Daniel stood beside him. And between them, my mother. Mom. She struggled against Daniel. I moved forward. Valentina caught my hand. Lorenzo smiled. Welcome home, cousin. I'm not your cousin. Technically. Not interested. His smile disappeared. Good. Apparently sarcasm really was my only weapon. Let her go. I will. Lorenzo descended the stairs slowly. But first, Sofia signed something. Daniel brought forward a folder. I looked at Valentina. What? Lorenzo smiled. Your father didn't merely belong to the Moretti family. He placed the document on a table. He owned 41% of everything. Valentina froze. When he disappeared, those shares were placed into a hidden trust. He pushed a pen toward me. A trust that passes directly to his biological child. Me. I stared at the document. Lorenzo leaned closer. Sign your inheritance over to me, and your mother walks away. Valentina's voice was ice. Don't. I looked at my mother. She was shaking her head desperately. I don't care about the money. This isn't about money, Valentina said. Lorenzo smiled. She finally understands. I looked at her. What? If he gets those shares, Valentina said, he controls the Moretti organization. I stared at Lorenzo. That was your plan. From the beginning. You followed me. Yes. You arranged the restaurant attack. Yes. You wanted Valentina to believe I was in danger. Yes. Why? His smile widened. Because I knew my sister. He looked at Valentina. I knew she'd protect you. Then at me. And eventually, she'd bring you exactly where I needed you. My blood ran cold. We had never been ahead of him. Not once. I picked up the pen. Valentina grabbed my wrist. Sofia. It's just an empire. It isn't. To me it is. If you give him control, hundreds of people will die. Lorenzo rolled his eyes. Very dramatic. Valentina ignored him. He won't stop with us. I looked at my mother. Then at the document. Then at Valentina. What do I do? For the first time, the Mafia boss had no answer. Lorenzo checked his watch. 5 seconds. Daniel pressed his gun against my mother's head. 4. I picked up the pen. 3. Valentina whispered, Sofia, don't. 2. I lowered the pen toward the paper. 1. A gunshot exploded. My mother screamed. I screamed too. But Daniel wasn't the one who fired. Lorenzo staggered backward. Blood spread across his shoulder. Everyone turned. A woman stood on the balcony behind him. Tall. Elegant. Platinum blonde hair. A gun rested calmly in her hand. Valentina went completely still. No. The woman smiled. Not at me. At Valentina. Hello, darling. Valentina's face turned white. My stomach dropped. Because I already knew the answer before I asked. Who is she? Valentina whispered one word. Isabella. Her dead fiancé smiled down at us. And suddenly Lorenzo wasn't the most frightening person in the courtyard anymore. Isabella raised the gun again. Then pointed it directly at me. Step away from my woman, Sofia. And for the second time that night, I found myself staring down the barrel of a gun because apparently being Valentina Moretti's fake girlfriend had officially become the worst employment decision of my life. Step away from my woman, Sofia. There are sentences you expect to hear when someone points a gun at you. Give me your money. Don't move. Say your prayers. My woman was not on my list. I stared up at Isabella. Then at Valentina. Then back at the gun aimed directly at my chest. I'm sorry, I said. Your woman. Sofia, Valentina warned. No, actually. I think this deserves clarification. She's holding a gun. I noticed. Isabella smiled from the balcony. She was beautiful. Annoyingly beautiful. Tall, elegant, platinum blonde hair falling over one shoulder, dressed entirely in white as if she hadn't just returned from the dead and interrupted a hostage exchange. Apparently resurrection came with excellent tailoring. Valentina stepped in front of me. Put the gun down, Isabella. Isabella's smile disappeared. You're protecting her. Yes. One word. Immediate. Certain. Something warm squeezed my heart despite the fact that approximately half the people in the courtyard were armed. Lorenzo groaned from the ground, clutching his wounded shoulder. Could everyone stop discussing their relationships and remember that I've been shot? Nobody acknowledged him. Honestly, I respected that. Isabella descended the stairs slowly. Her gun never left me. I spent 8 years protecting you, she said to Valentina. You spent 8 years pretending to be dead. To keep you alive. You let me bury you. I had no choice. You always had a choice. Isabella stopped. For the first time, pain appeared on her face. You don't understand. Then explain. Lorenzo laughed weakly. Oh, this should be good. Isabella turned and shot the stone beside his head. He immediately stopped laughing. I leaned toward Valentina. I don't like your ex. I noticed. She's dramatic. Sofia. What? Please stop provoking the armed woman. Fair. Isabella lowered the weapon slightly. 8 years ago, I discovered Lorenzo was working with people who wanted control of the Moretti organization. Your father knew. Marcus knew pieces of it. I tried to gather evidence. Valentina's expression hardened. You could have told me. I was going to. Then why didn't you? Because Lorenzo discovered what I was doing. Lorenzo smiled from the ground. Isabella looked at him with disgust. He gave me 2 choices. Disappear or watch him kill you. Silence. Valentina stared at her. You chose to disappear. I chose you. No. You chose for me. That landed. Even Isabella flinched. Valentina's voice became quieter. You let me believe you were dead. I blamed myself for 8 years. I watched you from a distance. That doesn't make it better. I know. Isabella's eyes glistened. I know that now. For the first time, I understood that this wasn't some romantic reunion. Whatever Valentina and Isabella had once been had died long before Isabella returned. And maybe some things couldn't be resurrected. Unlike apparently half of Valentina's family, Daniel suddenly shifted beside my mother. I saw it. So did Valentina. His gun moved. Down. Everything happened at once. Valentina threw me behind the stone table. Isabella fired. Marcus and the guards stormed from their hiding positions. My mother screamed. Daniel dragged her backward. Lorenzo lunged for the inheritance papers. I didn't think. Again. Apparently thinking was not one of my strengths around Valentina Moretti. I grabbed the nearest object. A champagne bottle. Why was there champagne in the middle of a Mafia hostage exchange? Rich people. I smashed it across Daniel's arm. He shouted. His gun fell. My mother kicked him directly between the legs. I stared at her. Mom. What? Daniel collapsed. My mother adjusted her blouse. I didn't raise you to wait around for men with guns. Honestly? Iconic. I grabbed her and pulled her behind the table. Sofia. Valentina was fighting with Lorenzo. He had managed to reach his weapon. Isabella raised her gun. But Lorenzo grabbed Valentina and pulled her against him. The barrel pressed against her neck. Everything stopped. No one moves. My heart stopped. Lorenzo was bleeding heavily from his shoulder, but desperation had made him dangerous. Valentina remained strangely calm. It's over, Lorenzo. It's over when I say it is. You lost. I haven't lost anything. You lost 8 years ago. His face twisted. Father stole everything from me. No, Valentina said. He saw exactly what you were. Shut up. You've spent your entire life blaming everyone else because you weren't chosen. Shut up. His finger tightened against the trigger. I stepped forward. Sofia, Valentina said sharply. Lorenzo noticed me. His smile returned. There she is. Let her go. Sofia, don't. I ignored Valentina. You wanted me. I wanted your shares. Same difference. I held up the papers. His eyes followed them. These. Yes. I looked down. Then tore them in half. Lorenzo's face went blank. I tore them again. And again. Sofia. What are you doing? Destroying your stupid inheritance. He shoved Valentina aside and lunged toward me. Exactly what I wanted. Valentina spun. Isabella raised her weapon. Marcus moved. But my mother was faster. She stuck out her foot. Lorenzo tripped. I wish I could tell you the downfall of Lorenzo Moretti was dramatic. It wasn't. He tripped over my mother's shoe and landed face first in a fountain. There was 1 second of complete silence. Then I started laughing. I couldn't help it. Valentina stared at me. Marcus covered his mouth. Even one of the guards turned away. Lorenzo lifted his head from the water. I will kill every single. Valentina placed her heel against his back. Don't. That ended the speech. Her guards surrounded him. Daniel was already restrained. My mother ran toward me. I crashed into her arms. Mom. Oh, baby. I hadn't realized I was crying until she wiped my face. I'm okay. I thought I'd lost you. You almost did. She pulled back. And you hit a man with a champagne bottle. He deserved it. A voice came from behind me. She also tackled me during a gunfight. I turned. Valentina. Alive. Safe. I didn't care who was watching. I ran toward her. She barely had time to open her arms before I crashed into her. She held me so tightly my feet almost left the ground. You're okay, I whispered. So are you. I pulled back. Then slapped her arm. Oh. That's for getting held at gunpoint. I didn't exactly schedule it. And this. I kissed her. Valentina froze for half a second. Then her hands settled around my waist. The courtyard disappeared. The guns disappeared. The Moretti family disappeared. For one perfect moment, there was only her. When we separated, my mother cleared her throat. Loudly. I slowly looked over. She raised an eyebrow. So? I closed my eyes. Mom. This is your girlfriend. Valentina and I answered simultaneously. Fake. Real. I turned toward her. Valentina turned toward me. My mother smiled. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Mom. Isabella was still standing several feet away. And suddenly the happiness drained from the moment. Valentina saw her. Their eyes met. Isabella lowered her gun completely. You love her. Valentina didn't answer. She didn't need to. Isabella smiled sadly. I wondered what it would feel like to see you look at someone else the way you used to look at me. Isabella. Don't. She shook her head. I made my choices. She looked at me. I instinctively moved closer to Valentina. Isabella almost smiled. Take care of her. I blinked. Are you still going to shoot me? Sofia. What? I need clarification. Isabella actually laughed. No. Great. Because this dress was expensive. Valentina looked down at my dress. Your dress was $70. I stared at her. How do you know that? She said nothing. My eyes narrowed. You investigated me. Security screening. You investigated me. You were suddenly involved with the Moretti family. You know what? We'll argue about that later. A guard approached. Boss. Police contacts are ready. Lorenzo and Daniel will disappear into federal custody before sunrise. Lorenzo was dragged away. He looked at Valentina one final time. You think you've won? Valentina took my hand. No. She looked at me. I think I'm finally done playing. And somehow I knew she wasn't only talking about the Mafia. 3 days later, I woke up in Valentina's bed. Alone. That part was important. Despite several kisses that had severely damaged my ability to make rational decisions, we'd agreed that surviving multiple assassination attempts was probably not the ideal foundation for rushing anything. I stretched. Sunlight poured through enormous windows. Then I remembered. Today was day 3. Which meant I had 27 days remaining on our fake girlfriend contract. Although calling anything between us fake now felt ridiculous. I found Valentina downstairs. She was making coffee. I stopped. The Mafia boss. Making coffee. You know how to use appliances. She didn't turn. Good morning to you too. I assume someone did that for you. I can make coffee. Can you make pancakes? Silence. I smiled. That's what I thought. She handed me a cup. I took it. Then noticed a folder on the counter. My name was written across it. What is that? Valentina's expression changed. The contract. Oh. Our 30-day agreement. I had almost forgotten. You don't need it anymore, she said. She opened the folder. Then tore the contract in half. I stared. You're free. That word felt strange. Free. This was what I'd wanted. Wasn't it? No guards. No Mafia. No pretending. No terrifyingly attractive woman telling me what to do. I should have been thrilled. Instead, my chest hurt. Valentina placed something else on the counter. A check. $50,000. The full amount. I didn't finish the 30 days. That wasn't your fault. I stared at the check. Then at her. So that's it. She didn't meet my eyes. If that's what you want. Oh. This woman. This impossible, emotionally constipated woman. I picked up the check. Her jaw tightened. Thank you. You earned it. I walked toward the door. She didn't stop me. Fine. I made it 6 steps. Still nothing. 7. 8. I reached the doorway. I turned. Valentina was staring at the counter like it had personally betrayed her. I waited. Nothing. You're unbelievable. Her head lifted. What? You're seriously going to let me leave? Confusion crossed her face. You wanted freedom. I wanted you to ask me to stay. Her mouth opened. Nothing came out. I marched back toward her. You command hundreds of armed men, but asking one woman to stay is apparently beyond your capabilities. Sofia. No. You said you were starting to love me. I shouldn't have said that while you were under pressure. I'm not under pressure now. That doesn't change. I love you too. Silence. Absolute silence. Valentina Moretti stopped functioning. I waved a hand in front of her face. Hello. You. Yes. You love me. Unfortunately. She stared at me. I folded my arms. Now would be an excellent time to say something romantic. Valentina walked toward me. Slowly. Very slowly. Then took the check from my hand. She tore it in half. My mouth dropped open. That was $50,000. You don't need it. Have you lost your mind? I'll give you another. That's not the point. She wrapped her arms around my waist. I tried to stay angry. I failed immediately. I don't want a fake girlfriend, she whispered. Oh. No contract. Okay. No 30 days. Okay. No pretending. My heart started pounding. She touched her forehead to mine. I want you. I swallowed. For how long? Valentina looked directly into my eyes. As long as you'll have me. That was much better. I kissed her. She smiled against my lips. Then I whispered, I still want the 50,000. Valentina burst out laughing. Not the small controlled laugh I'd heard before. A real laugh. Warm. Beautiful. Free. And I realized I'd never heard that sound from her. I wanted to hear it for the rest of my life. 1 month later, my life had become completely ridiculous. Lorenzo and Daniel were awaiting trial under enough charges to keep several prosecutors entertained for years. Isabella had turned over 8 years of evidence against the network that had helped Lorenzo. Then she disappeared again. This time, voluntarily. And with significantly less emotional damage. My mother finally told me everything she knew about my father. Alessandro Moretti hadn't abandoned us. He'd disappeared trying to escape the criminal world before I was born. He had left the shares in my name as protection. I didn't want the empire. So I placed my voting rights into an independent trust, with enough safeguards to ensure no furious relatives could kidnap me for signatures ever again. I considered that personal growth. And Valentina? Valentina became worse. Far worse. Where are you going? I stopped at the penthouse elevator. To work. No. I turned slowly. She stood behind me in a black suit, arms folded. What do you mean, no? You're staying here. Why? Dinner. Dinner is 7 hours away. You could be late. I stared at her. You run an international criminal organization and you're worried I'll be late for dinner. Former criminal organization. Right. Your lawyers are very proud of that distinction. She approached. You don't need to work. I like my job. I can buy the company. Don't. I already checked the price. Valentina. She smiled. I pointed at her. This is exactly what I mean. You are possessive. You knew that. You're controlling. You knew that too. You're impossible. And yet. She pulled me against her. I sighed. And yet. She kissed my forehead. Come home early. I'll try. 6. 7. 6:30. Deal. The elevator opened. I stepped inside. Then Valentina caught my hand. I looked back. There was something unexpectedly vulnerable in her expression. Come back. 2 words. That was all. But I understood what she was really saying. People had spent years leaving Valentina. Her brother. Her father. Isabella. Everyone she'd loved had either disappeared, betrayed her or died. So I stepped out of the elevator. Her eyebrows rose. I kissed her softly. I'm going to work, Mafia boss. I'm not disappearing. Former Mafia boss. Whatever helps you sleep. I sleep very well when you're beside me. My face heated. That was smooth. I've been practicing. I kissed her once more. Then returned to the elevator. Tonight, I promised. She finally released my hand. Tonight. The doors started closing. Then her hand suddenly appeared between them. They opened again. I stared at her. What now? I changed my mind. About what? You can't leave. I burst out laughing. Valentina. She stepped into the elevator with me. If you're going to work, I'm driving you. You have a meeting. They can wait. You're ridiculous. You love me. Unfortunately. She smiled and intertwined our fingers. And that was how my 30-day fake relationship became very, very permanent. I'd walked into a restaurant carrying a contract. I'd left with a mafia boss. I had been shot at, kidnapped, lied to, held hostage, discovered a secret inheritance, met two people who were supposed to be dead, and watched my mother defeat a mafia heir with one perfectly placed shoe. But somewhere between the bullets, arguments, terrible decisions, and blueberry pancakes, I'd found something I hadn't been looking for. Her. Valentina Moretti had spent years building walls high enough to keep everyone out. Apparently I had walked straight through the front door. And the woman who once promised to let me walk away after 30 days? She refused to let me leave without kissing her goodbye. Every single morning. Honestly, I could live with that.